Okay. I think not for nothing. Let me just start. Hello. For those who might be watching this back, my name is DV City. I play games for fun. Um, I play Smash semi-pro, and other than that, I'm not that interesting. So let's just try to have a good game right here. Hold on a second, 1 second. There's no audio.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike.
Hello.
You can walk around here, by the way.
Oh,
And
okay.
mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Yeah.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level.
Hold on. Hold on. One moment. Gotta lower that volume a little bit. And... oh no. Hello. Okay. Okay, let's get back into it.
And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Okay, you're gonna telemorph me.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder.
Oh.
So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
Okay.
As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
That's kind of nice. I like this. Oh. Oh. Oh.
This
Sure.
game is called
Let's go
Escape
ahead.
from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Why is the sound so soft?
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Inbound.
It
So
kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we
Was
should
it?
talk about his games
What?
for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
okay.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh, what? Okay. If I would start to make a game, it would kind of look like this, just
Apparently
barren.
the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
No. Aww.
Or, if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to solve this place. I don't know what I'm doing. Game. Oh no. Oh no, what did I do? I should never have done this. Can we just finish? Ah, shit. I don't remember. I kind of do remember. Hold on. Let me think back what I did just now. No. So when I was in the long hallway, which is this, I go back till till here. Shit, till here. Shit, till here. Dang it. Till here. Okay. Wait. Here. Got it. Okay. Ooh. That's not okay.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting.
Oh.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
No.
Hey, you there, in the engine room.
Eh?
You could save us all. That
Eh?
machine is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
Oh.
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Could I? In a game space, yes. In real life, maybe. I don't know what the stakes are really, but for the sake.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
There's a bug somewhere. Am I supposed to find it, or am I just supposed to continue and experience this bug that they are talking about? Oh. Interesting. I guess. What? Whoa. Hi. Oh.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system.
Ah.
Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse.
So this.
I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
November 2008. There's kind of something familiar. Oh dear. I cannot move. Oh.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk
Oh.
backwards.
I see. Oh, that's cool. I think that's cool. There's some concepts here to be explored.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative.
Whoa.
It is less advanced than the
Whoa.
previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more
Whoa.
complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than
I like it.
basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Whoa. Trying to catch it. Okay, okay. Is it gone? Oh. 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 Sensitivity. How will she find strength to confront it? Wow. Well.
It's a short little thought, it
Oh.
says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't
Oh.
need anything more than that.
I like that.
Which to me is why it works,
Yeah.
because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
It's like Mike Cannell's Love, I think it was. That's a good game as well. Same kind of concept. Cool. I'm still scared though. Ah, come on, man. I'm not entering what? I don't like scary games.
And that's it.
What?
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Anticipation or December 2008?
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Hey.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
Are you kidding me? The sound is crazy. Nice little level you have here. Got something around this corner. Dun, 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 dun. Huh. Nothing. Okay, okay. Just a little stairs up. You know, you gotta check. You gotta check. It's mandatory. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Let's go up. Onto the stairs to the heavens. Where the heavens will bring me, I don't know. Oh. Oh.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
No. I want to slowly get there because I'm epic. Yes. All the power. In the meantime, let's do something else. Like thinking. Thinking about what was, what is, what has yet come to pass. What was is a troubled childhood. What is a troubled adulthood. What is yet coming to pass is a troubled parenthood. I I don't have any plans for kids, yet I still find it very important to mention that there is gonna be a troubled parenthood. I don't know what it's about. So, how was your day? Mine was kinda eventful, more on work basis. Um, Not really anything special happened. I mean, did some work here, did some work there, but did some driving, the usual kind of stuff. Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. Are there achievements in this game? I didn't even check. Let's check real quick. There are no achievements. Still doing this though, just by hard determination and, you know, kind of like the Stanley Parable, um, where you're supposed to defy what is expected of you. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. He gave me the option. I'm still doing it because his friend made this game. And I appreciate these short kind of games. They have a certain charm to them. Like I said, Mike is someone I follow, and his games are small yet quirky. More back in the day than these days. Uh, but they have a certain message to them, and if I have to get a message from this one, it will be determination get you somewhere. In this case, get you on the stairs, up the stairs, through life. This is what life is all about. Climbing the stairs, no matter how hard it gets. It starts off really easy, seemingly easy, but it gets harder at the end. Until at some point you reach the top. What is the top? Is it there just to let you back down? Is it there to lead you to a new reality, new space, new future? You don't know exactly until you get there. And I got there. And I am here. Still going slowly through it. If I would say I'm anywhere in my life, represented by the stairs, I would say I am still at the halfway point. Still not anywhere, still figuring out myself, and slowly getting through it in a very repetitive state, just like walking in one direction in a slow space. Oh, whoa.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Huh. Wait, what's the metaphor
Koda would
there?
often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Hmm. I appreciate that. And sometimes you need to ramble your way towards that spot. Okay, I'm done. January 2009, wasn't it? December 2000? 2008. Okay. Hello. January. I don't like these cramped spaces. I'm a little claustrophobic. Uh, but regardless, let's continue on. Okay, little lights. I'm gonna guess there's nothing there but infinite space. Also on top.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
What do you mean? That's it? It's a doorway with a door. How about we close it again? And open it again. Ah. Oh, okay. How about... Ooh.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Hi.
We're gonna see it a lot.
Oh, okay. Thinking outside of the box by going into the box first, which is a very important thing to do. I've seen those 3 dots, I think, a few times now. Like dots, at least. Oh.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end.
Ah.
Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Ah, come on, man. That's easy mode. Nah, we're gonna do this hard mode. Gonna do this hard mode. Let's see. So, does that count as enter? God, why
How about that?
is there
was
so
more to it
much
than we had any way of knowing.
in this game?
I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
Uh-huh.
Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
It's a contained thought to infinite possibilities, I think. Whether you reach that possibility is still dependent on if you make the connections, is what I think it is. I'm also a little bit drunk, so it could be.
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game.
Now
There's a bigger picture.
I
All of his games are
understand.
meant to play a role in. There's some
Yeah.
larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them.
I
And once we
see.
have, we can
I
step
see.
back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
I see where this game is going at now. This makes sense. March 2009. So he has laid out a whole system of games. Interesting. I forgot to read the great end. What? Okay. Oh, that was bigger than it looked.
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Hmm.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do.
Hmm.
So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Hmm.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Netherlands?
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making.
Oh.
You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Eh. There is. Let's have a little look. See. That's not. Okay. I got it. Let's just go through where they want us to go. Hello. Oh. I was supposed to fall. Oh. What's this? I like this. It's not quite an invisible wall, but it is one. Excuse me? This is not gonna be a scary game, right? I'm not ready for that. Okay. Hello. I'm a horse. I'm not a horse. This is a detentionary. What? It's called a prison. Oh. Hello, this is my cell now.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Ah, come on, man.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Oh, no.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible?
Yeah.
And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
He's right. There needs to be some substance, something to talk about. But the difference is that there is different genres of games, right? So, do you want to have a narrative game? Do you have something to talk about? Then, yes. If you have something to say, you should convey it in the best way possible for that narrative. Again, those dots seem to be something. Yeah, anyway. So, if you just want to have a game that's very repetitive, then yes, grindy even. Think of those games that YouTubers are lately. Is this loud? It's maybe a bit loud. Let me put that down a little bit. think of games that usually appear on YouTube Let's Plays and other videos by gamer YouTubers like MatPat, The Completionist, Digital Gaming, that rate the game. It's a very repetitive game, it seems to me, as well as most of those Japanese games where you just basically collect the girls. Yes, they have some merit in the gameplay, but it's nothing else than grinding out, getting those girls. There's no end. There's no real finish yet. There are people who are determined. They are determined to play those games. Is it addiction? Is it that feeling of endorphin?
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Is it the endorphin rush that you get from finishing those games or actually getting what you want? But what do you do after that, right? Like MOBAs, you can understand. If you win, you win. Fortnite and stuff like that, understand. Those are playable games that have an end to it, which is either satisfying or partially satisfying. I don't know. I rambled on. Don't know. I didn't really have a point. But let's just do the same thing here.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
I think having the door, it means because if the door is there and the lock is on one place and you know you're going inside, you look around, you see there is no other switch. There's no other switch in here. You kind of gonna have to take a leap of faith, and sometimes you need to take that leap of faith to progress in life, and I think that's the message there. Like, take the leap of faith, look back, and maybe you'll find something, a key for you to continue. Oh, this is weird and creepy. Hello.
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes. Oh, I should read that. You there. Did you come from up above? What was up there? I answered, yes. There was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Obviously lying, because there was a prison. I was supposed to spend an hour in there. But, keep that on the hush hush, you know what I mean? That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? I'll say yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Again, perfect. Now please tell us, how did you solve it? How you solved it? Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Interesting choices we have here. I'm gonna say, trust me, you don't want to go over there. Number 3. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Do you understand? It's the most important thing in the world We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you? Ah, didn't get to see the last part. Because I'm a slow reader? Okay, he just closed. Same thing, huh? Hello? Hello, how did you get there? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? No, I have been right here this entire time. I suggest you go see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the backspace in the middle. In a black space in the middle. What happened? Why would I sit in the black space? Oh, it's plenty peaceful. It may not seem that way at first, but you'll come to think so in time. Eventually. Okay. My thought there was that if something asks you how you solve the puzzle, if they want to go out and there is a puzzle there must be a reason why the puzzle was there in the first place.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Claustrophobic. I hate to. It's pretty out here. These look like, European Dutch houses.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Let's see. Loading April 2009. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Så kan jag inte åka det. Okay. How about this one? I think he lied. Or it's oh. Nice room, not. Yeah, this is not really connected to the internet. These are just comments.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Hmm. Okay, then we'll just carry on.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world.
Wait, what did the last one say?
And then I feel less lonely too.
Oh, okay. Makes game, includes door, cannot open door. Thanks. Someday I will meet the person who made this. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. Whoa. New room. Do you hear the chimes? They keep you going. What chimes? This kind of makes me think of that level in Majora's Mask. Right after you change into a little Deku scrub. Okay, this is where I get off. I think it's interesting. What did they want to convey with this? I kind of wish I could go over. I'm gonna go over there apparently. I wish I could go on that tree. Why is that one higher? Okay. I understand. Yeah, but a game is not like a door to the
At the
mind.
end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
Okay, okay.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Okay.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Okay, let's go. Typewriters. Are you there? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need to say, talk to me. What are you talk? Speak, 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 speak. May to June 2009. It was kind of weird, kind of creepy. Porn
Hey,
stars
this one's
die
tough.
too.
It's
What?
gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Eh? What is that? Okay. Uns, 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 uns. Hello. Is anyone here? Oh, I'm in a well.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Same thing. Okay. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Put a giant hole in the ground. That's not a giant hole in the ground. Okay, now how about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. That's not a huge picture of a horse. I think we should light up this room. A skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. That's not it. And a table. You need a table. I'm pretty sure none of my choices. None of my choices are making a difference. Oh.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
I see what you mean. I like it though.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Okay. Okay, I'll walk. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Good. Go over the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off. Oh there. And turn it back on. Off, on. Now go to the left sofa and move it over a little. Finally, touch the shelves. And that's it. In a real prison, the escape will open up. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. That's okay. So click the table, turn that, double click that, click that, got it. Okay.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
Oh,
Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these.
that's cool.
Really unloaded on this prison
Ah.
idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work.
Yeah.
And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. That's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
Okay.
This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
That's it. A serene walk at night. A lovely. No problems, no issues, no scary monsters, maybe some scary sounds. But oh. Hello. Hello. Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too?
It's a conversation. And so this is
Yep.
what Coda wants.
I
is
was
to
in
be
the
able to
escape
talk to
tutorial.
someone, to share what's on his mind, and
That's
to
where I
get
am
some
right
good
now.
advice from someone who knows.
Oh, I'm
But
so
the irony
glad
is that even in this
to know
scenario,
that I
you're
get
still talking
out
to yourself.
eventually.
You
Just
know,
like this game.
all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared. I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Oh, good. That's nice to hear. This makes me feel really happy. I'm still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? How should I know? I'll make this a fantasy, I guess. No, I'm the first person to call back. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Sincere about what? That's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape. What a weird
I
conversation
can
that
see
was.
why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay.
Mm,
Wouldn't that be nice?
mm. August 2009. Almost a year later?
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Oh dear. Well.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
I'll go on this one. Hi. Oh goodness. I'm glad as all heck that showed up. Though, thought it might be nice. But I might be having to clean this entire house all by
Notice
myself.
that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
That's the whole story, little one. Oh, don't you worry now. We'll be through this mess in no time. I promise. You'll wish there was more. Why don't I finish up here? And in the meantime, could you please clear the table? Got it? Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please into the blah, I cannot read. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Hai, Kozojin-sama. Yoko wakarimashita. Here we go. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All the little details matter. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel kind of calm that rests in the pit of my ribcage. I feel a kind of calm. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems. Which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa out there? Eh. Oh dear. Looks like someone spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're there. Oh, here. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Yeah, I'll try to get by. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry, never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come to do that? I suck at reading. Ha. Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. No reflection. Are there still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom? If so, would you put them back on the shelf? Perfect. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the table?
This house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience
Why did that happen?
where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
House cleaning is so difficult. How do you do it? Darling, let me tell you something. Your house is only as difficult to clean as you are. If you're finding to work hard, maybe you have a bit of housekeeping to do before you come to work. Huh.
Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
And here I go with another lecture. Of course I would. Don't you worry about all that nonsense. For now, just move out the rug in the bedroom. This has to do with finding a little bit of peace in everything we do. It's a form of meditation that you find with a lot of martial arts, that you don't need to sit down and clear your mind to have a calm day, to have thoughts, to meditate. You can just be sitting down and do anything. Just be in thought. Be in trance while you do your work, daily work. Oh, God. Okay, this is rinse and repeat though. Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house It's a lot like one soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Huh. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. But there is a bit of truth in it. No. Anyway, so housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Hi. Yokoba. Oh, bam. Ah, we thought about it. Yoko wakarimashita. Osujin-sama.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Would you go over and straighten him up a bit? Yeah. Can't have these folks coming home to a messy couch. Question.
But, of course,
Do
it
you
can't last. The
enjoy
music
this?
stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Whoa. That took me out of it for a second. Okay. So is that his little heaven in the dark, cold environment that is his life?
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
September 2009. Items you
This one
love
gets a bit goofy.
at members only price. Oh, what? Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationship more meaningful? No, you came here to be perfect. Oh, this workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your life? Who do you know? Oh, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful. I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp, and the question is not how we do it,
About halfway through the
but
game,
how do
perspective
we do
shifts.
it effortlessly. This is easy. It is easy. It is so easy. Being perfect is effortless.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you
This
discover
is
that
the
your teacher
key.
is just as
How do I
bigoted and
achieve it with
afraid
no
as you are.
effort?
Oh, and
Well-
also you can move around the classroom now.
Let me tell you right now, if it is effortless, then it's not the right answer. If you are torturing yourself, trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? There is no truth, there is no path. Ah, but I'm not. What if I'm not a good teacher? It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you.
I felt pretty hard for this one.
Perfection.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
Yeah. I'm a
I
teacher
think I understand
myself,
a lot these days.
so I kinda can relate to that situation. Okay. People are looking up to you because they think you have reached a certain level of perfection.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Eh. What was I saying? People are coming to you and look for a certain perfection. However, you in front of the young ones, the less experienced. Even in that situation, you are in a very fragile state where there is expectation of you and you have to deliver, which is a very, very scary situation. Uh, I was kind of hoping the whole thing would work, but okay. Stage. So now we're getting off stage. Oh no, we're going on stage. Interesting. Just checking. Oh no. Oh. Ah. Can I go up here? Ah, it's kind of sad. Wanted to make an entrance. Just falling in. Okay, it's a big stage, well detailed. Actually, a lot of detail. Hello. Oh, that scared the shit out of me. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start out learning. Oh, leaning against the wall. Oh. Interesting. What, leaning? Yes. Good. Stay right there. The woman across the room in the chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something. Hello. Hello? That's it? You didn't give me much option there. That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. I'm super scared right now. No. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. It was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people near you. Now, talk to her again. Wait, am I supposed to be able to walk? Oh, hello. Oh, yeah. That's nice. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. You're messing it all up again. What do you mean? You figure out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Dang it. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Mm. Whoa. Hi. Okay, yes.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life.
Ah.
The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating.
I
He just
see.
keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the
I'm
idea
kinda
of
scared.
just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person. To bring
I'm
him
kinda
closer.
scared. Oh.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
June 2010. Mobius Strip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. What's going on? My eyes closed? Okay, I'll close my eyes. Help, I cannot see. I saw that part. Am I going somewhere? I bet I'm not. Oh.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already.
Oh,
It's pretty
okay.
much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? That's interesting. I see. Okay. So, let's think about it. Go in here first. Oh, that wasn't? I thought it was. I am. Am I? I guess it wasn't truthful. Let's try it again. Okay. Here we go.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from? But then, even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing.
Sad little boy.
Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Hmm.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out.
Oh no.
After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
December 2010. Oh. Konnichiwa. Oh. Eh. Oh, is that a person? Oh, lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I'm completely out of ideas. Go with the team. Oh no. What's happening? Did something change? Oh, that's part of the environment. There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. I need to see it to know why it stopped.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about
I can
his
take you to
creative
it,
frustrations,
but there's a
this
problem.
one turns it up to 11.
It's guarded
Now,
by a
put
difficult
yourself
puzzle.
in my shoes, players.
If you can help me
Here's
solve
a
the
friend
puzzle,
whose work is exhibiting signs of
we'll
struggle,
find a machine deal.
frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Perfect, come along.
'Cause
I'll show it to you.
From my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble.
Here's the puzzle,
just
what do
sitting
you
at his
think?
computer all day, not
Hey,
really showing these
I
games to
recognize
anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on. You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Someone wheezing, crying. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100%. Okay, making games is simple. Oh dear. Ah, that feels wonderful. But it wasn't true. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying the creation is easy. I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. Yes, that's wonderful. Keep
Seeing
going.
This game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching
It's
him
such a
do this
simple
stuff, and
solution.
I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like
Perfect. That feels
video
fantastic.
games are not worth this amount of suffering.
None of this is helping.
This is someone I really cared about, and I used to get
Patience,
so much
you have to
joy out of
trust me.
seeing him create.
I
For
promise
him
this
to
will
suddenly
work.
become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to describe it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop.
Oh no.
After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Oh. May 2011. The machine. Hi. The guard. Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely. You've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you feel like it. Is Coda a girl? No, he kept saying he, right? I tend to be quick. Very good. Just wanted to warn us someone called the press, so we might be having a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know. Oh, I didn't read the last part, but that's a lot of people. That the machine?
And of course, it's the machine.
Eh? I hear sounds, but not really a lot of things happening. That's it? Okay. Well, it's just making noises. Where's the narrator in this? I'm kind of confused. Hello. Konnichiwa. Was that it? Come on, man. Get to it. Hmm. Maybe if it, oh shit. I don't know what that was. So that's it, huh? Cool. So this is nice. Watching a machine. What does it mean? Something he has to work towards? Or is the machine supposed to be a game? Or a goal? Something he has to create. Something he has to fix. Is the machine maybe a metaphor for his life? That's why they say, where's the machine? The people outside, they're like family members and friends asking, how is your life? Oh, what are you doing with your life? Except now I want this to be done, please. Am I just supposed to exit? I don't know what's going on here, so I'm gonna skip this level. I don't know. I don't know, should I? Oh, you stopped. Was it always there? I did it always say something there in the lower left? Right. Ah, so tired, I'm so sorry. Didn't see it. You stopped. Your work was keeping us alive. It was only because of your creation that any of us could make it through every day. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. Alright then, I will speak to them for you. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello? My friends. It falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurts us. Why is there ocean song? Oh, ocean sound. Like an ocean of press? We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us show it that we are not failures. Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Oh. How about no? Okay, this
Remember,
is...
you can click to fire the gun.
Yeah, but I don't want to. Oh. Okay, interesting. Didn't think about that.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Yeah. Oh dear.
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself?
This
Would
is
it
an
bring meaning
illusion.
back into his work?
By the way, it's not breaking open the world. Oh, never mind, it is.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the
Whoa.
house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Hmm. Put down your weapon.
see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. They told me how much they enjoyed his games. It was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling.
Yeah, but it's self-indulgent. It's not considering his feelings.
Beautifully happy.
Yeah, here we go.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Sounds like it's gonna be a scary game now. It was already scary till now. I'm scared. The Tower. Ugh. I kinda hate empty spaces, by the way. They kinda make me feel uneasy. And I'm also claustrophobic, and I have a fear for non-moving images to suddenly start moving and the other way around. So...
This is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Eh?
This room actually has a maze in it. Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible.
Oh.
And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Is there a way to complete this? Is there a map pad? Like, thinking about this one. Oh, I think I found the entrance. No. There's no entrance. That's it. Hey, I remember these. These from I've seen them in Stanley Parable. But they're probably a a standard wall in the source engine.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end.
You cut it off.
But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Yeah. Just stay away. It's a trap put in place for those who want to try to get in.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Wait. 151617. 151617. 2015, 2016, 2017. The future is scaring him? Or is it 3 days? 15, 16, 17. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Okay. Thank you. This is a weird game. Ugh. Hello? Door.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first two challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel
It's
like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
yeah, but this is not about you. It's about
But I can open
Coda,
this door for
right?
you, so let me do that.
I kind of wanna. Kind of wanted to just. Yeah.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution. But I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't.
What was that about? I noticed this too. But again, this is not about. It's not about the person who plays. It's about the person who made it, right? That's the whole thing.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that
It's
if I
not
could have
about
somehow
us
made
figured
his
it
work
out.
my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me.
What you
But he
mean?
stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed.
I'm kind of confused what he means by that.
Where did I screw up?
Thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
I wonder at
I
times
don't think I ever told you this,
whether you think I am
but
making
when I took your
these
work
games
and I
for
was
you.
showing it to
Yeah,
people,
exactly.
it actually felt... It felt as though I were responsible for something important and
You
valuable.
so infected my personal space.
And
That's
the people
impossible.
who played them,
I did begin
they
to plan
treated me like
solutions
I
in my
was
work
important.
somewhere in
they
between
really
games.
listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, it was... I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
It was just the self-indulgence indeed. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes, giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lamp? Hold on. You said the lampposts were his thing. You're taking over this world, man. This is taking a twist. I'm scared. Okay, let's continue forward. But... oh, that's...
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all.
You desperately
Less than
need something,
What
and
is
I
that?
cannot give it. I literally do not have it. It's not about Coda. This is about you. The narrator being the one who needs something, who is not being fulfilled. He's the one struggling, not Coda. Trying to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken is more about you than me. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
And when you finally see what I am talking about, don't say anything. Oh, I didn't like that.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that
This
I can
guy.
tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you,
The
truly
walls
and
are closing
deeply,
in.
will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your
it's
work to
illusion.
see myself in. I mean,
Is it?
is something wrong
No,
with
it's
me?
definitely closing in.
Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again. Like I'm an addict.
Jeez.
There has to be something wrong with me. Can I
Dude.
apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me when you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
You're not. Well, you are. Just not through these games, man. Let's look around. Epilogue. Epilogue. Hello. So, is this Coda's game or is this your game?
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good.
Hmm.
Always more. It's like a disease. Solution.
Well, nice transition. Nice use of the portals.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Yeah, that's true. Don't judge anyone by their game, really. That's true. I endorse that.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
No, what? No. Wait, hold on. That's not. That's not what that means. Guy. Game is loading. Here we go.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
I think I don't know. The satisfaction for me in my life is if I feel something, it's good. It means I'm alive. Not necessarily pain, just something extraordinary. Like playing this game actually makes me feel like I'm alive. It shows me another world, another thought.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. And so I'm just gonna...
Okay. Did he say okay together with me? Okay, man. You have a chill time. I'll be having a chill time here. Looking around. I don't know whose game this is. You didn't explain that much. So yeah. But the reason he says stop planting those lampposts everywhere concerns me a little bit. Is it about dual personality? Is it just one side of him that makes games and the other figuring out those games? Is his is he talking to himself basically? He can't find himself anymore. Okay, that's not okay. Kinda effed it up. This game, in all honesty, is created just to make a game and justify its unfinishedness. I hope the end is near though. I'm getting quite tired. Here we go. Hello. Here we go. Hello, hello, here we go. Strange that he didn't put collectibles, strange achievements in this game, because Stanley Parable was basically the master of it. I think this game is the master of minimalism in detail. Or detail in minimalism. Or overthinking things. Oh, back to the first game, where we just walk in. That is thunder? Okay. Fair enough, thunder. Where's the sound of that mine thing? Whisper? Whisper machine. Oh, the whisper machine. This is the machine. Okay, got it. Oh, let's go. We're gonna see some huge reveals. We don't. Wait. Oh, huge reveals. Wow, this was more huge than I thought it would be. But why? Okay.
Turn back, turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave, let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles, and
I still don't know what this ending is about, but the ending is not that important. It's more about the journey in this case more than anything. So we'll keep this in mind. Yeah, we'll keep this in mind. It's a nice little walk through thoughts of someone obsessive over someone else, I guess. And someone else dealing with that obsession. The best way for this narrator to let go of the situation is indeed to just let it go. And with that, I'll end the stream and thank you for watching. No one was watching. It's just 0 viewers, but if someone sees this, sees the backed up version, the VOD, know that don't overthink things. And that's basically it. Don't overthink things. Not everything has to have double meaning. Not everything has to be perfect. Not everything has to be a certain way for it to be good. You just need to experience it in the moment given. Good night. I'm asleep.